Podcast. I'm JJ Starr.
And I'm Downtown Andy.
Welcome. We are here to talk and bring some civil discourse to an otherwise discordant world. At the time of this airing, we're on vacation, so thanks for sticking it out.
Pardon me, I forgot to set my timer before.
That's cool. We're not here, but you are, and we thank you for that. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic.
You doing good?
Well, at the time of recording, we're recovering from a full belly of sushi, so you know.
A very full belly of sushi.
I was real jazzed that you decided to give me your leftovers because
there was no way I was gonna finish that. It's been so long since we've had like a big plate of sushi that I looked at it and I was just like, oh, I've made a mistake. I've made at least a small mistake, if not a large mistake. We'll find out the very capacity of the mistake.
But you know what's never a mistake?
Later. What's that?
The rules. Let's get to them rules.
We have 3 rules here in the bubble for the sake of civility. No judgment, nothing personal, and don't be a dick.
And you were the least dickish of all when you handed me those last 2 pieces.
I thought you were going to say, and you are the dick here.
I would
like,
never.
Not me.
I would never. No.
Why
but that was
me?
very, very kind of you. Very magnanimous. Is that the right word?
I don't think it was that magnanimous. You paid for it, so you may as well get your money's worth.
Yeah, but I mean, when it comes to a delicacy like that, especially because we get the special,
We get very
good stuff.
bougie sushi.
Because I've gone so much of my life, without experiencing the goodness that is the sushi at the place that we frequent.
Yeah.
Tailored to my liking, and I've come to the conclusion like 2 rolls is my max. Like when they give me 2 10-piece rolls, it's like, okay, I could go further, but it's like, that's a good settling point.
Being used to like the basic rolls, just your tuna roll, your salmon roll kind of a thing, where it's just fish, rice, and seaweed. My brain looks at those specialty rolls and I'm just like, well, there's no way 1 roll is gonna be enough. And it's like, oh yes it will.
Well, that's why you brought it up when we were out eating. You said the first time we went together, which was my first time having it in many, many years, was that I ordered 1 and liked it so much that I'm like, can I have another one of those?
Yeah.
And then waited and they brought me another one and I'm like, two's a safe place to stop.
I think that's a max for me. But
speaking of fish, rice, and seaweed, let's talk about something else that's Japanese.
What do you want to talk about?
What do I want to talk about? This, I can't believe we've made it 3 years and we haven't tackled. I mean, we've talked about it in passing, but we've never dedicated an episode to it.
Well, this is Andy's time. This is Andy's corner.
Feel free to ask any question,
okay.
Delve into any aspect of this.
Nothing
is off limits.
I want to preface this, however, before we really dive into it, for both our audience and for you, my husband, my love, okay, that there is a better than good chance that I don't know what you're talking about. And when I say I don't understand or I don't know what you're talking about, please.
I'll explain.
I need everyone to not get mad, and I need everyone to not make me feel stupid, because I didn't grow up with this.
Listen, we're talking about fish, rice, and seaweed, so you'll be fine.
I grew up with fish and rice. The seaweed came later, but this, your little Andy's corner here,
nothing
and everything,
personal, and I will not be a dick.
This is not something that I
understand whatsoever.
So we're rolling.
Okay, now I have to ask you, if you can recall, what is your earliest memory of discovering the wonderful world of Pokemon?
The wonderful world of Pokemon?
How old were you? Where were you? Who were you with?
Okay.
When did you first learn? When did you first hear that word?
Okay, prepare yourself. I'm pretty sure I was 15 or 16.
So this would have been 98, 99?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was working as a counselor at a day camp in the summer. It was the summer camp that I grew up at and everything, that my sister and I both went to. It was where our nursery school was and everything. And then when we aged out of it, we started working there. Okay. And I was counseling like a group of, I think, 8-year-olds. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a Monday morning, I remember, because we were standing around in a circle and we were talking about what did we do over the weekend? Did we do anything cool over the weekend that we want to talk about while we're getting ready to, like, you know, go in the pool or play kickball or something? And
normal kid stuff.
And one of the kids in my group said that he and his brother got a whole bunch of cool new Pokemon cards. Now, I had heard the word Pokemon. I didn't know what it is. When people were telling me, oh, they're trading cards, I'm like, what, like baseball cards? I'm like, you just collect them? I didn't know it was a game, that's for sure. And I definitely didn't know it was like a cartoon.
You've gotten your education from being married to me.
No, I've had some education in the interim. But at that moment, this little boy said, my brother and I got some really cool Pokemon cards this weekend. And a girl standing not too far away from him just looks at him and then looks directly at me and says, my mom says Pokemon is the devil. That is my earliest memory.
I heard plenty of that growing up.
Of that. My first experience with Pokemon, like as far as playing anything, was Pokemon Go in
2016?
2016. It was the first time I ever played it. I had seen like a couple of cartoons before that, like a couple of episodes.
What made you want to do Pokemon Go in 2016? Just that everybody else was doing it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I had friends who were really into it, who grew up with it and everything like that, but like
Did you
I didn't
enjoy
have
it?
any Pokemon Go?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was fun, but like I also didn't do like I didn't play the way everyone was playing. I didn't,
you didn't do the raids.
I've never done a raid in my life. I barely did battles. I certainly didn't seek out gyms. My goal was to catch them all.
And hatch eggs.
And hatch eggs and stuff. And I was like, this is basically a new barometer for how many steps I'm getting in. And I was working on work tour that summer and everything. So I'm like, well, we're all doing it. We were all standing around being like, what house are you in? What house are you in? You know? And
stopping
it's like,
at every Pokestop you could find.
So it's like, other than that, like my first ever time playing the card game was with you. This is the first time I've ever played the card game.
I broke your Pokemon TCG chair.
Yeah, you did. You did.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
Not really.
that's my Pokemon story. That's the history
That's
of
where
me
it
and
ends?
Pokemon, yeah.
Okay. End scene. End episode.
Scene. Like, I don't know.
Thank you for tuning into this Talking Podcast. We will be seeing you next week.
I don't have a whole lot to say about it because, like, I'm still, even to this day, I'm not very invested in it. Like, I think it's cute. It's cute. And certain things, you know, are like, you know, and everything, you know, but, like,
That's your catchphrase.
Yeah, but, like, I don't have... If you were to tell me I'm never playing Pokemon ever again, I'd be like,
Whatever.
okay.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, what are we going to do now?
So, I thought it would be good because, in my estimation, we're going through a resurgence, another boom.
A renaissance.
Because in 98, 99... that's when the first, you know, to give a few bits and pieces of history lessons here. 98 and 99 was the genesis, the worldwide phenomenon for kids between the ages of like 6 and 14.
It was weird to me at that time to see, like, since the first introduction into my life was through children, it was really weird for me to see like 16 and 17-year-olds like playing this game.
So for those,
what the fuck?
Because there was a lot of little tidbits that I, you know, mentioned in, you know, when in your vicinity, and you were just like, I didn't know that, or like, that's strange, like I never knew. It started out as the Game Boy game.
I never would have guessed that. I literally never would have guessed that.
Is in fact my introduction to Pokemon.
Are you showing the internet right now that we have things that they should rob us for?
No one's going to find this.
Okay, good.
Okay. No one's going to find any of my stuff because it's all going to be under lock and key. This isn't worth all that much anyway. You can find these, you know, used for $30, $60, whatever it is.
Okay, good. Yes, please don't rob us.
This is my Pokemon Red that I got in 1998 or 99.
Well, show the people.
They can see it, okay? This was the first Game Boy cartridge I got. It came out in Japan in, I think, February of 96, and then we got it a year and a half later, something like that.
That's so wild to me still. Like, I learned that, a month ago?
Because, like, most things that start out, most Japanese properties that start out there and get big there, we get them, like, or at least back in the 90s, we got them way later.
Right.
We got all the anime way later. We got all the trading card games and everything way later.
But I can't believe it started with a video game.
It started with a video because it actually started in the late 80s, early 90s when Satoshi Tajiri, the guy who created it, who as a kid was a bug collector,
right,
thought, I'm going to make an RPG about a guy who goes around collecting creatures and doing all sorts of different tasks.
So it was a video game before that?
It was a concept before the video game. The guy was I don't remember if he was publishing like cartoons or illustrations in, the Japanese magazines or whatever, but I have to go back and reread. But initially what started the craze was the Game Boy game.
So this is sort of like the Japanese version of Super Mario. The way
Super Mario is Japanese.
No, like the way that it started out as a video game,
yes,
and then became a cartoon and everything like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for those who are unfamiliar, the uninitiated, it started out as the Game Boy game, then we got the anime, then we got the trading cards.
What about the manga?
Somewhere in between. I mean, I think I had the first issue of the original or one of the original mangas in standard comic book size.
Yeah.
It was called The Electric Tale of Pikachu.
Boogie Woogie Woogie?
Yeah. I wish I still
Wait, the electric tail or the electric,
No, TALE, yeah.
Like Shake a Tail.
And that was probably, released in Shonen Jump, which is their big, weekly manga magazine. That's how Yu-Gi-Oh! Got its big break and everything. But where in, the timeline, I don't remember.
Okay.
I just remember it was
But
the
it
game.
probably doesn't matter anyway because it's not, one of the
Game Boy game,
pillars.
the TV show, which again started out in Japan, got adapted for Americans. All sorts of things had to be censored because, American kids can't see anything with religious symbolism or, nudity or
guns.
Profanity or guns, or violence.
This started out as a Game Boy game, not even like a Nintendo game?
Nope, Game Boy.
Why?
It was in Japan, it was red and green, and then we didn't get green, we got red and blue. They just made a blue one for us. And then the main objective was you're supposed to complete all the tasks and goals in one. And then if you want to collect all of the creatures, all of the catch them all, you need the other game because certain Pokemon were only available in red, certain ones were only available in blue.
Like how in Pokemon Go, there are certain Pokemon that are only available in certain parts of the world.
Exactly.
They won't populate in others.
So in order to do that, you have to be able to link up with a friend. See, back in the day, we had a link cable between Game Boys.
So you had to play it with a friend?
Or you had to have really well-off parents who could buy you a second game and a second Game Boy.
Oh, you didn't have to, like, you could both be playing red, right?
No.
Oh.
You had to buy red and blue.
Wow, what a money grab. What a money grab. Oh, we won't let you actually play the whole game here. You have to buy the next one.
Except back in the day, brand new, these things were $30.
Well, you just said they're worth $30 today.
Yeah. On the used market.
Who cares?
Because nobody these are only valuable to collectors. Like, you can find beat up used copies of this anywhere. You can find them at flea markets. You can find them wherever. To find sealed ones, those are worth money.
I have heard so many people talk about how, like Pokemon Red, Pokemon Gold, or whatever it is. Like, all of these things have gone over my head for decades.
So it started out, again, with red and green in Japan.
Yeah.
And in America in 90, I want to say it was early 98, we got red and blue. Then we got yellow. Then we got gold and silver. Then we got platinum, emerald. It just kept going. And then they started introducing new generations and new regions and this. I stopped at gold and silver.
Well, they got real weak sauce after that,
but
from what I can tell.
I distinctly remember. I don't want to stay on just the Game Boy game for this. I distinctly remember exactly when I learned what it was. It was sometime in 97, 98, when, again, memory is foggy or whatever. I came in from sledding. I must have been 9, 10 years old. And I asked John, I said, what are you doing? He's like, I'm playing Pokemon. I'm like, what's Pokemon? And he looked me dead in the eye and he goes, you don't know what Pokemon is?
Idiot.
And he had blue.
Okay.
And so he'd been playing Blue, and I had no clue. Zero idea, zero interest in learning about it. It was just something to me that he did. It's like him and his like newfangled games and game systems with his nerdy tech friends and whatnot.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, I would then have friends in my class who were watching the show, collecting the cards, playing the game, and I'm just like, oh, well, all my friends are doing it. I'm a real kind of follower there. But it started me on a lifelong obsession,
Obviously,
if you will. So yeah,
and apparently it's had that effect on a lot of people.
So there was, as I said before, there was the initial boom in the late 90s.
Boom.
Okay. And in my estimation, I would think it kind of, tapered off. It kind of, got steady around, in the early to mid 2000s. Because at that point, I was often doing different things. After
in the noughts.
In the noughts.
The noughts. Those are those early 2000s, between 2000 and 2010.
Yeah.
Yeah, the noughts.
So like around 2002, I was kind of done with Pokemon.
I was done with high school.
And then 2016 hits, and then Pokemon Go gets released, and everybody's doing it. People are walking into intersections, looking at their phones, getting hit by cars,
wandering through traffic,
and
hanging out in graveyards.
And then post-COVID, so that's 2016. Come to 2020, in the midst of COVID, when everybody's stuck at home and looking for things to not go stir crazy with, what do people start doing? They start buying up trading cards. They start investing in their nostalgia.
It started with COVID?
I made the most money selling cards ever during COVID. Not just Pokemon cards, but like cards in general. I made the most money during COVID because there were those 2-3 week stretches where I was forced to stay home. And I'm just like, let me take all this stuff I'm not doing anything with and put it up online.
So like the first time in real recent history where no one had a whole lot of expendable income and they were all spending money on trading cards.
They were turning this card game into stocks and bonds and investment strategies.
But as someone who grew up with this game and was so invested in it sentimentally, like what does that do to you? Because like it hurts my sensibilities to think that like if someone were to come over here and see all of My Little Ponies and they'll be like, oh my God, I would give you like $1,000 for that right now. And I'd be like,
just like that.
Yeah, it would have to be if someone came over here to buy a My Little Pony.
So because I was there at the beginning and I was getting into it in the beginning and watched the show and played the games and collected the cards, it always has and will hold a special place in my heart. Okay.
Yeah.
Because so many of these cards were gifted to me. So many wonderful memories of going to KB Toy Works and Cave Comics and playing the game with other kids my age and just having fun. We weren't like competing for cash or like, booster boxes or anything. We were competing for like promo cards. Like the store would get sent a stack of cards and the rules were like, if the kid wins so many games, you give him this card.
See, my brain, and again, I never played, but like I was under the impression that when kids were playing this game, that they
were... The card game or the Game Boy game?
The card game.
Okay.
That they were playing it similar to Pogs. That like, if you won, you got to keep your opponent's monsters.
We didn't really play like that.
Like, I don't know that that's true. I could have made that whole thing up.
We made some really bad trades back in the day because we didn't have like a price guide on hand. There was no, eBay there was eBay, but like we didn't have a price guide. We didn't have an accurate, up-to-date list of value on these things. They certainly weren't treated like the commodities that they are today.
I have to ask a sidebar real quick. Now, it was the video game, then the anime.
Then the anime.
Then the cards. Then the card game. Okay.
And then the movies.
Okay. Did the Pokemon make their noises in the game?
No, they were different.
So what did it do when you first heard them speaking in their own language?
What did it do?
My Little Pony spoke perfect English. So, and some of them even had, like, you know, they spoke the Queen's English.
The only Pokemon that ever spoke English was Meowth and Mewtwo.
But you heard the rest of them have voices.
Yeah, they
you
had
heard
animals
and stuff, you know.
Yeah, but they didn't do that in the Game Boy games. In the Game Boy games, it was done with, like, keyboards and shit.
So when you watched the anime for the first time, like, was it cool? Was it weird?
I was like, okay, so every Pokemon's, like, sound is just them saying their name. Bulba. Char,
Right.
Pika.
Char.
Do your Pika.
Pika, Chew. Sorry, I tried to back away.
Now say pickle.
Pickle? Pickle juice.
We should just put you on a card. Oh.
All right. So anyway, 2020, people are turning it into a commodity.
Yeah.
Okay.
People are, you know, as I'm sure everyone's seen on TikTok and in the news and shit, stores are getting broken into. People are camping out outside Targets and other big box stores. People are you know, stuffing their carts and their arms with as much product as they can and scalping the shit out of it. And then that just grew from 2020 until now. It got progressively more competitive, more aggressive. Like, you can't turn on TikTok now without seeing a video of some group of, like, masked hoodlums breaking into a card shop. You can't see a video go on without seeing a video of a bunch of grown adults. There's no children, like, fighting each other in lines at Target.
I can, because the algorithm doesn't show me that stuff.
Even before I was searching out Pokemon on the internet, I was seeing these videos. It was ridiculous. But, you know,
I just see otters eating Cheerios.
We'll get to that. So, what else I have here?
What else you have there?
Around 2002, my collection kind of, you know, got stored away because it's just like, I'm on to different things now. It's like, I played this now for 4 or 5 years. Nobody else is doing it. It's like, I have my collection. And then 2012 hits. And I'm in a relationship where I was made to feel very, very immature and childish for even still having this stuff. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to take the valuable stuff and I'm going to see what I can get for it. And I went on Craigslist. I went on, Marketplace wasn't even a thing yet. I was looking all over for places and to go and try and get, like, top dollar. I probably should have just listed them all on eBay. I could have got top dollar, but I made a very, very poor sale where I unloaded the entire thing.
Yeah.
And I've hated myself ever since. I hung on to, these are just 3 of the ones I hung on to, but these are from my original collection.
Tell the people what they are.
This is a Southern Islands or Orange Island, whatever they call them, Marill, which we used to call Pika Blue before we learned what its name was. They thought it was the water version of Pikachu. This is in Japanese.
Okay.
This is my misprint Ancient Mew.
Misprint.
Instead of Nintendo, it says Nintendo.
Okay.
This was a gift from my mother for Christmas, 99 or 2000, I think. Because when the second movie came out, they were giving those out with ticket stubs. The very bottom, it says Nintendo. You gotta look real hard.
No readers on Earth would ever get me to be able to read that. So I'm going to take your word for it.
So again, this not the misprint, but the updated version was given out with movie tickets to the second movie. So, like, when my mother died, I found a stack of them sitting in one of her purses.
Misprints?
No.
Oh.
The movie ticket one. Those I just gave out to friends. I should have hung on to them because they were fucking worth something. But, you know, because of what she went through to get me this was important, so I couldn't get rid of that. And then, of course, the illustrious, this is my first Charizard.
Your first Charizard.
This is my first Charizard. This one, I think, I don't know if I traded or if my mom gave me money to buy it or whatever it was. She helped facilitate this. And so when I sold my collection, I'm like, I have to hang on to this. This is the very
Is he your favorite?
Absolutely. Hands down. You know how much I love dragons.
Yes.
So when I sold my collection, I had to hang on to those. In addition to, and there's a great story behind this was my Pokedex.
Which I'm sure plenty of people had.
This is the...
That must have been a very popular thing to have. So, it's sort of like the my secret diary or whatever the fuck that thing was.
It's the encyclopedia for the first 150.
Yes. But it doesn't talk to you like it does in the anime, does it?
No. I have a fascination with novelties from movies and TV. So whenever you see something in a movie that, you know, looks cool, like in Ghostbusters, you know, they have the traps or the backpack.
The backpack?
The backpack.
Try again.
What?
It's not a backpack. The proton pack? The proton accelerator? Oh my God.
You know,
someone's going to school you in Ghostbusters,
In my defense, I was born after that movie came out.
3 of the greatest things came out of 1984, sir. Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen, Ghostbusters, and me. Okay?
Please let that be the teaser.
Backpack, for crying out loud.
Oh. That's good. That's good. That's good.
So,
That's good.
You have a thing for
I have a thing for
gear
novelties.
in movies.
And
copy that.
I wanted one of these so bad.
Okay.
And my brother got me one, but didn't tell me he was getting me one. He wrapped this in a sweater. And so on Christmas morning, I opened up a sweater, and he's like,
"It's a sweater.
Look inside." And this was inside, and I've had it ever since. And the batteries worked up until like a month ago.
And what happened in 2022?
Oh, when I came across it in storage and I pulled it out, I'm like, I was ready to set the reset button on this thing because I'm like, I'm never going to be able to remember my password. And I'm like, what the fuck could my password have been in, you know, the early 2000s?
And what were you telling me about that made me say, try this? Was it your AIM name or something? Or
maybe? Because back then, everybody who skateboarded,
yeah,
you know, whether they included in their AOL name or their email handle or whatever it was, always spelled it SK, the number 8R.
Yeah.
And so you said, try that.
You said, you're just like, I don't even know. It's a 4-letter combination. And I was like, can you use numbers? And this was after hours.
Yeah, this was like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night.
This was like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night after hours of being like, I don't know what the fuck it could be. And I'm like, can you use numbers too? And you were like, yeah. And I was like, oh, well, try SK8R. And it worked.
And I have you to thank for that.
You're welcome.
My nieces apparently love hearing that story.
Yeah?
Or so they tell me. Not from me.
The sweater story or the skater story?
The sweater story.
Oh.
Yeah. Because apparently Mark had to really like track it down. Like it's, again, in 98 and 99, it was just like every other major, you know, toy craze from before then. Like every time, you know, parents had to camp out or fight each other on Black Friday to get action figures or dolls or
Tickle Me Elmo.
There you go. Or Furby.
My mom was on that Tickle Me Elmo kick. She had to fight people for it for my sister.
So, but because like I was in 98, 99, I was on the outs with everything that I had been interested in up until that point. I was looking for something new. It's like I'm you know, the shows I had been watching, I'm like, I'm so tired of this shit. I'm so tired of the same formula, the same premise, you know, blah, blah. I need something different. And my friends were playing the games. They had the cards. I actually still have the first stack of cards that I ever got. Those I didn't get rid of either. They're all fake, with the exception of one. But I have that stack that a friend, I don't know if I traded for it or if he just gave them to me. So anyway, I sold my collection in 2012. And then around 2014.
Not long after.
No, 2014, because I sold my Yu-Gi-Oh collection too. 2014 is when I started to get my Yu-Gi-Oh cards back. It was around 2019. Yeah, 2019, 2020. So right before COVID, I said, you know what? I want to complete the first 3 sets. I want my cards back. I'm going to try and get, I don't care what condition they're in. I don't care. They could be bent. They could be torn. They could be scratched, whatever. I just want the artwork. Because that's all I ever wanted. When I had my binder, I had them all set up in numbered order. I want the art. I want to be able to look at them and remember what that artwork meant to me as a 10-year-old, 11-year-old kid.
Mm-hmm.
So I started. And it took me a year or two, you know, of working and saving and searching for the best deals and the best prices and whatever. I'm like, I'm going to complete the first 3 sets. And I completed the first 3 sets. Because when I was a kid, I had up to like the 7th or 8th set, which went into Gen 2.
Now let me ask you something. Okay. Just on this whole, you know, market, this Pokemon free market that everyone is, you know, sort of dipping their toe into these days. Let me ask you something. You sold your collection, or you had your collection as an OG, right? You had it, you used it, and then you sold it. I presume, and we're not getting into specifics, but I presume that after that amount of time, you would have turned a profit on selling it based on what you paid for it in 98, etc.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Now, when you bought it all back, granted you were buying it, you were sussing out the deals and everything, but did you go into the red for that? Like,
in some cases, not a lot.
Yeah,
not
okay.
a lot. Because again, I was willing, just for the sake of the artwork.
Right.
Okay, a fair amount I still had. Like when I started to recollect, okay, I went through all the bulk that I found bulk.
Yeah.
That I hadn't sold in 2012. I remember going through
nobody wants it.
No, I remember going through my parents' basement and finding boxes of cards that I forgot I had stashed down there. Not that I had stashed, but like they got put down with like old toys in bins, and it's just like I forgot I even had these.
Now, have you in fact replaced these collections?
What do you mean?
Have you actually gotten them back?
My stuff?
Yeah.
Oh,
no, not necessarily your stuff, but like everything that you wanted to get back. Have you gotten it back yet?
So, first year or two, replace the first 3 sets.
Yeah.
Next year after that, I'm like, let me get sets 4 through 6.
Did you have those originally?
I had up through I think 7 or 8. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't want to get into Gen 2 because that's when I started to taper off and get less interested. So I'm like, you know what? I don't need any of that stuff. I'd stick with the first 151 and all the different artworks that encompass them. Okay. And then after I completed the first 5-6 sets, and then even the promos, I wanted to get all the promo cards that I'd never had before. So I got all those.
So you're starting to get stuff that you didn't even have before.
Because there was no access to it when I was a kid.
Because it's not a collection if it's not complete.
Well, it's still not complete. I completed getting all the stuff I wanted. Because then another year went by, and then I'm like, you know what? I have all the Pokemon, and I have all the different artworks of all the Pokemon that I want. Okay? Now there's the trainer cards. The trainer cards are like magic cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like they facilitate your other stuff that you do. Draw 2 cards, do this, that, and the other thing.
Bill.
Vampire Bill. For anybody who watches True Blood.
And Bill.
Sucky. And I said to myself, I'm like, I have a fair amount of the trainers that I need. I don't really need to buy that many more to complete it. So that following summer, I only ever did this in the summertime for some reason. Just like how anytime I wanted to rewatch the anime, I always rewatch the anime in springtime for some reason. Like April, May. I don't know why. It's just when it happens.
I don't know.
So at the end of, I think, 22 or 23, I think I completed everything that I wanted. The only things that got added to the collection since then are proxies or fakes of stuff that I A, never had and wanted, and B, was not willing to pay the astronomical price for. So rather than spend $500 on a card that I never had, I went and spent $5 and had it made.
Now, I gotta tell you that as your wife, as someone who loves you unconditionally, and as a human person, I commend you for saying that out loud. That
I buy fakes?
No, that there are prices you are not willing to pay. Because that seems like it's in short supply right now. The way that you talk about this to me blows my goddamn mind. Like, the fact that anyone is willing to pay these prices is like, don't tell me that they're worth this much, because the worth is set by the people who are demanding them.
When I hear somebody now use the words Pokemon and portfolio in hold on. When I hear them use Pokemon and portfolio in the same sentence, I'm imagining them talking about their 3-ring binder. Where they keep their cards in 9 pocket sleeves.
I've diversified into mutual funds and Pokemon.
No, I have actually heard people say that Pokemon is part of their stock portfolio.
That makes me want to retch.
Now, I can understand if they're buying into the actual stock of the Nintendo or Pokemon
Sure,
companies.
that's fine.
I can understand if they're, diversifying into the investing in the corporations and the companies that produce the games, that, Game Freak and Creatures Inc. and, everybody else that has a hand in making up the Pokemon company or making it what it is, because it is so much bigger than anybody could have anticipated. It has become a juggernaut. So much so that, what were we just talking about before we started recording? There is a card at a shop here in town that I paid $15 for 4 years ago, and these guys want $9,500 for it.
No. But meanwhile, the rest of the internet says it's only worth about $2,000.
Which is still insane.
I'm sorry. Yeah, the answer is no.
So periodically I think to myself, I bought all this stuff. I bought it for myself. However, it has leaped in value since the time that I purchased it for whatever reason, because I see these videos on TikTok and YouTube all the time of Target shelves in 2021, and it's just an abundance of Pokemon products that nobody wants. And then it cuts to Target shelves in 2026, and it's empty shelves, or it's people, bums fighting in a parking lot. The thing that gets
They're having bum fights over this?
The thing that gets me is that these are all grown adults.
Yes.
Man children, if you will, who are literally throwing hands and shopping carts even to stuff as much product as they can to go home and either stash away and sell when it goes up in value, or rip on Whatnot or live streams, whatever live stream they use, and sell to the highest bidder.
I cannot believe. I truly can't believe. I can't process it in a way that, I can't associate it with anything else. There's no other analogy that I can draw that would make sense to me. I honestly, because I've never heard of this being done with any other frivolous object.
This to me is going to be the unpopular opinion, but this is just my opinion.
All right, here we go.
I feel like Team Rocket has taken over.
Oh my God.
Because
if I had a white flag, I would throw it right now.
I can just picture somebody from Looney Tunes.
Oh, seriously.
This started out as a kid's game, as a kid's franchise, as a
It
franchise
still
for children.
Is.
Except those children that it was intended for are not children anymore.
No, but where are they getting this money?
They grew up. They got jobs. They begged, borrowed, stole. They, did whatever they had to.
They avoided rent for 20 years.
They did what I've been doing, where you take something, you sell it, and then you reinvest it, and then you take the the profit from it, and then you pocket that and take the investment and buy something else, and one hand just keeps washing. I mean, I've talked about this forever.
It just blows my mind. It really does when something like this, and it's not just Pokemon, because we've talked about this. It's the whole nostalgic toy market in general.
Well, it's not even the nostalgic. It's the business of reselling. I know I'm not one of the first resellers, but the fact that people have turned reselling into an industry, reselling on its own has become a thing. Back when I've said this in past episodes, when I started doing it, nobody else I knew was doing it. Now everybody I know is doing it. Now everybody on Marketplace had their whole account, their whole feed is all stuff that they found at estate sales, at garage and tag sales, and stuff that they've just accumulated. People will sell anything on Marketplace now. People will throw up anything up on eBay and be like, "Here, buy this soap dish."
Yes, if anyone would like a juicer, or a pristine 6-quart air fryer, please let me know.
Links in the description. The other thing that this has given rise to are the streamers. The people whose channels are solely dedicated to not just the enthusiasm about the intellectual property, but to opening packs and selling packs and doing live box breaks. For those who don't know what that is, a streamer literally opens shit up on a live stream and people can chime in to purchase whatever they see. Whoever buys it first gets it.
I mean, all of this sounds like scalping.
It is.
It all sounds like scalping.
Because who sets the prices? The sellers set the prices, and the sellers' prices are based on whoever, sets one first. Because if let's say I'm the first person to pull this one card. Let's say I'm the first person to pull this card, okay? And I'm the first person to put it up, okay? The next person to put it up is either going to put it up for a little bit less so they can sell it faster, or they're going to put it up for more because they think there's going to be more demand for
Here's the thing that I'm going to disagree with you on, okay? And I'm an outsider, okay? But I have common sense. You said that the seller sets the price. Hard disagree. It's not the seller that sets the price. It's the buyer that sets the price. The seller can ask for whatever he wants, but if someone out there is willing to pay it or more, that's their fault, because now they are the ones that have made these things so outrageously worth it. If not a single collector said, I have the money, I'll spend $2,000 on that card because I have the money. I can spend $2,000 on that and I'll be the first to get it because I have that $2,000. They're asking $2,000, I can do that. Boom, it's mine. If no one was willing to do that, whether you have the money or not, if people are like, I'm not paying $2,000 for that, I'll give you $500. That's just it. But then someone else comes along and they're like, 500. I can do 1,000. It's like now it's not a matter of the seller is asking for this money. It's the buyers who are willing to pay it.
It really depends on the platform, and how business transactions are handled, because you and I have had so many conversations about this exact same thing. Can't believe somebody would charge that much. Can't believe somebody would pay that much. And then,
That's my take on it.
When I look at these things, but every platform allows you to go into recent transactions or sold listings and whatnot. And then as soon as I start to go down that rabbit hole, and when I see what people not only are willing to pay, but have paid at, there's the date, the time, the everything. And it's like, I looked up that card we were just talking about. People were paying $2,000 a week ago, multiple sales on the same day.
See, now, but this is just it, is that if I were to tell you that a Birkin bag cost $15,000
for a piece of cardboard,
for a purse that's going to be out of season in a few months, and that there's a waiting list to get these bags, and that once they're used, which they will be, because that's the point of having it, is to use it. Once they're used, they drop in value. But people are going to pay that money for it.
That's kind of how everything always has been. As soon as something's used.
But that's just it, is that people look at that from the outside and they're just like, I can't believe anybody would be willing to spend $15,000 on a bag. On a purse.
I mean,
like, but you're willing to spend $2,000 on a piece of fucking cardboard that was, regardless of how many are produced, they're still mass produced. They're not hand painted.
If you want to go that route, I remember Dad telling me stories about his first brand new car, which was a Mustang back in the 60s, that he paid a Mustang, a Ford Mustang, brand new. He paid $2,000 for.
Well, they tell you that any car, will immediately depreciate as soon as you drive it.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes,
right.
Understandable, right? They'll also tell you that the value of gold will never go down because it's not like all of a sudden there will be more of it. Understandable. Now, this is flabbergasting to me.
This has spun into, the broader talk of, scalping and reselling and the hype, because honestly the bubble has burst in the past. In my opinion, the bubble is going to burst again. It's only a matter of time.
But what's going to happen to all of these idiots who have all of this product that they've been waiting, and it's like, is it going to be like, like the exchange where they're just like, sell?
Well, when Logan Paul stops opening stuff on stream, then they'll stop paying attention.
Lord.
You know, I mean, him walking around with that $6.5 million Pikachu on his neck, you know, didn't help matters much. Now everyone in the Yu-Gi-Oh community is afraid he's going to ruin that hobby too. Which
isn't Yu-Gi-Oh already ruined?
No.
Yeah.
No. People like the Yu-Gi-Oh cards that people hold in that same, you know, esteem and regard as Pokemon is the original stuff. The new stuff, it sits at a high price for like a couple of months and then it tanks. Happens every single time they
But they keep
that.
reprinting it.
Yeah, and they're going to
keep reprinting it
because they want to make it accessible.
Everything.
Yeah.
It just devalues absolutely everything.
Every time they reprint something, every card, no matter what set it's from, always depreciates in value. However, in an effort to capitalize on that market, I bought a bunch of sealed Yu-Gi-Oh! And I left it sealed and it's stashed away upstairs. And I'm just like, unless Logan Paul starts opening up tons and tons of Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm going to be sitting on that for a while.
But is it going to be worth anything?
It'll be worth at least what I paid. I think.
See, that's disgusting.
Listen, one of my favorite things to do, especially when it comes to trading. Okay, again, we veered off into the trading card game.
Yeah, we have.
Corner of this.
Yeah.
I love ripping pack. I don't even want to say ripping because we didn't say ripping back in the 90s. We said opening. I love opening packs. I love pulling chase. I don't even love pulling chase cards. I love opening a pack of cards no matter what game it is just to see what I got.
Yeah.
That's the fun. What sickens me is how many people on streams, you know, like they'll film themselves going into Target and buying stuff and opening it by the dumpster and anything that's not hollow they toss in the garbage and
oh yeah, they can't even recycle that shit because it's treated.
And meanwhile, there are kids that can't get cards.
There are kids who don't even have a bowl of Pokemon cards to eat at night.
What's even worse is not only are kids who really want to play the game or collect the cards not able to get them because people are, you know, emptying shelves of their product. Kids have now been taught to look for the chase. And so even if an adult hands them a box, they're just like, ooh, I pulled this fucking $300, you know, whatever, gold, something or other, and I'm just going to junk the rest because it's not worth anything. I've seen videos of children at card shows bartering with, you know, vendors like they're adults.
Because it's about the money. But they're being taught that it's about the money,
They are.
not by you know their parents, by the internet, by the people who are saying this card is worth $9,000.
By their scalping parents, you know,
like that's just it. Is that these kids are gonna grow up and they're gonna be like, well, it's only worth it if it's worth the money.
Like back in my day, my parents, particularly my mother, used to say, you know, you should hold on to X, Y, and Z because it's gonna be worth money someday. A lot of stuff she held on to, told me to hold on to, has increased in value, you know? So, but again, my vested interest in these hobbies was just the enjoyment of opening stuff, you know? Periodically, I'll go to my Yu-Gi-Oh! Reserve and I'll take packs out and I'll just be like, you know, I feel like opening some cards today. What I really would feel like doing is opening like some old Pokemon cards. But unfortunately, old Pokemon cards
will disintegrate if you touch them.
Astronomically expensive. I went to a retro, you know, convention a couple of years ago, you know, and I went to a guy who had an original set pack sealed, and we made a deal on it. I got it. I then went to another vendor somewhere else, bought a pack sealed from the second set, and then same thing with the third set. So upstairs, I have a sealed pack from the first, second, and third sets.
Again, please don't rob us.
We have, you know what we have. Pew, pew. And cameras. And I said from the time I bought those, I've been holding on to those now for a couple of years now. It's either going to be the kids are going to sell them when they need money, or I'm going to open them on my deathbed. I'm gonna take those packs and I'm gonna be old and decrepit in the fucking nursing home, and I'm gonna be like, this was one of the better times in my life.
Well, good. We were talking about getting you another good year, and if that's what you gotta wait for, then so be it.
Because, you know, there's still a whole ton of the old stuff out there. People are just hoarding that shit, especially because they know what like boxes of the original sets fetch 5 figures now.
Ugh.
It's unbelievable.
Yuck.
And fucking first edition boxes of the first set fetch like 6 figures.
Gross. No. No.
If only we had hung on to that. No, I'm just kidding. You know, But periodic. But here's so again, my interest peaked when it at least with the with the trading cards and the video games and everything. My interest peaked with Gen 2. Everything past Gen 2, I'm like, I don't care that there's 800 Pokemon. Do you care that there's 800 Pokemon?
I didn't know there was.
Like, back when I was playing Pokemon Go, there was still just the original 150. But every time I go to a card show or a retro convention or whatever, or if I go into the local shop and I see new stuff, because every company releases new stuff every month now because it's a cash cow, But I always look and I think, like, man, I'd like to open some stuff.
Yeah.
I always go online and check what's in the set because I'm like, I don't want to pull that. I don't want to pull that. Like, I don't recognize that. I don't like that. Because again, a lot of the artists that I grew up with, they don't illustrate for the company anymore,
right?
Or they don't put out stuff that these artists illustrate. So when I look at the new illustrations, I'm just like, I don't like that picture. I don't like that design. I don't like that pose, that color scheme. Like, I like the work of Ken Sugimori and Mitsuhiro Arita, and there was one other one whose name I can't remember, but from around that time. One of the funniest things I've seen is that people actually go to Mitsuhiro Arita, have him autograph their Charizards, and then get them graded. And they always grade 10, not because of the quality of the card, but it's a graded 10 because it was autographed by him.
But doesn't that destroy the card? Like, that's no longer a mint card. That's for fucking sure.
That's in the eye of the beholder. Like, everyone I've seen, you know what he does? Not only does he sign his name, but he draws the head of Charizard on the card with his name.
I asked Jeff Smith to draw a little Ted the Bug for me when he autographed my copy of Bone at Comic-Con a few years ago.
If I were to ever meet Mitsuhiro Arita, I would have him do that to this.
Yeah?
Because it's not about what it's worth. It's about what it means to me. I want this in the ground with me.
Well, that, makes a lot more sense to me than, holding on to something for the sake of seeing it possibly explode in value at some point. I mean, you've even said the bubble is going to pop. It's bound to. So with that being said, then all of this, like any market, is a gamble.
I remember how badly I wanted that when I was 11 years old. I remember how much I had to do to get it.
Yeah.
I don't care that thing could be worth $1 million. I would not sell it.
It makes me wish I kept my PJ Sparkles doll.
We'll find it.
She was fucking rad.
Wait.
I did find my original Doodle Bear, though.
Yeah?
Yeah. But I don't have the markers to
Was
draw
that the
on
stuffed
it.
bear that you could draw on and then, like, you could erase it and do it again?
You could put it in the washing machine. And I found it. It's actually in the attic right now. But I don't know what kind of markers I could draw on it that it would actually come out now. But I have it.
At least you have it.
But I have it. Of all of the things that I told my mother that she could get rid of, I was like, you don't get rid of that thing.
I don't care about market
See, I've been
value.
drawing on teddy bears my whole life.
I don't care about market value. I don't. Like, again, the collection I reformed over the, the COVID era, like, again, you could sell that. The kids could sell that. My grandkids could sell that. Like, whoever it's going to benefit them, if they want to keep it to admire it, let them keep it to admire it. If they want to sell it to make some extra cash, I'm sure it'll be worth a lot more after I'm gone than it is now.
Why, you didn't draw it?
I'm talking about my cards.
Oh.
And everything else in this house.
Well, I get first crack at saying whether or not someone can sell something.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do.
Like, you keep talking about, like, oh, well, like, I'll just have to sell all of this stuff off before I die. And it's like, what if I'd like to have some things to remember you by?
You get first crack.
Thank you.
That goes both ways, though.
I don't plan on going first. So. Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you want to?
Sure.
Are you sure? You're not going to regret this in the morning, are you?
After everything I just said. So the other day, I went to the store.
Yeah, you did.
And I did some research.
Yeah, you did.
And I picked up one of these. Now, I'm fairly certain there's going to be stuff in here I couldn't care less about. But I thought, what better time and place to open this shit up?
Why not? Why not? You sure about this? Oh, it said no. Oh,
Seal
all right.
is
That's it. The seal
broken.
is broken.
Now-
the foil's
now,
pierced.
The foil's pierced, but the packs are still intact.
Well, what fun is that?
So I remember when I first learned what these were. These are called Elite Trainer, but like back in my day, back in my day, all we had were booster packs and deck boxes. That's all it was. Okay, you got 11 cards in a pack, or you got 60 cards in a deck. That was it. Now they have this thing where not people collect these. People collect these and stash them away.
Well, good. We'll sell the box.
Big book. Now you get 9 packs, coins, dice. Plastic.
There's only 9 packs in there?
Sleeves, a coin.
I like those
little
sleeves.
Dragonite coin.
I like those sleeves.
Dragonite sleeves.
Those are cute.
You want to put your deck in these? They're 65.
Yeah.
There you go. Merry Christmas.
Look at that.
They come with an abundance of energy, although I don't think we're going to need. I mean, I've got plenty. I do. Okay, so back in the day.
These are new, right?
These are all new.
These are all new.
This set came out in, I think, January.
Okay. I'm going to be reading everything, seeing if it says Nintendo.
Back in the day, we had damage counters that were in multiples of 10.
Right.
And you had to put one on for every 10.
Yeah.
They finally gave out dice that go like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,
Oh,
60.
I like those. Those are pink and purple.
Ones that go up to 100, ones that go up to 180.
That's neat. What is that?
Dividers, and this is the promo. Wow, that's actually kind of cool looking. Zekrom.
What the fuck is Zekrom?
Gen 5, I think.
Gross.
So there's an
fancy piece of plastic.
There's an odd number of packs here.
Yeah.
So what? Do we each open 4 and save one, or do we open the last one together?
I say we open 4 each, and then if anyone pulls something fancy, they get to
so whoever gets the best pull,
they get to relinquish
opening to
the other, so that they have the better shot.
You want the top half or the bottom half?
I want the bottom. I love the bottom.
Okay, so this is the Ascended Heroes.
Now,
set.
is this going to? Are these packs? Do I need to open these in a special way? Are we saving?
We're not saving the foil. No.
Okay. All right. Okay. Here we go.
It's been so long. Can't remember the last time I opened a pack of Pokemon cards.
I got Meowth.
Diglett.
And a Badoo.
Wurmple.
A Counter Gain.
Charmander. Off to a good start.
Pawniard.
Psyduck.
A Bayleaf.
That's my next tattoo.
Which is useless in nachos.
Team Rocket's Petrol. This dude looks stoned.
I got Delcatty. It's Phoebe.
Weeping Bell.
I got Acerola's Mischief.
Prism Energy.
I got a shiny Hitmontop.
Let me see. Ooh, I got a shiny Zekrom.
And I got a shiny Charmeleon.
Nice. I got a shiny Togekiss.
And I got a shiny, I don't know if this is considered full art, Mega Feraligatr.
Mega Feraligatr.
Feraligatr.
Yeah, that looks like something.
Yeah.
I don't know. What else what's that last one?
And this is a basic energy.
Is it shiny?
What the hell kind of energy is that?
That's dark.
Oh.
That came out in Gen 2.
I have a tattoo
Peruchin.
like that. Neat.
And a code
As
card.
I throw shit. Yeah, and a code card.
Okay,
so that's one.
So you got a full art, so you're winning so far. I didn't get any full arts. I think full art. I don't listen. When it first started, there was common, uncommon, and rare. Now there's like all sorts of new rarities.
Okay, I'm not even kidding you. The first 4 cards in this are the exact same.
I thought you were going to say they're all energies.
Badoo, Counter Gain, and Pawniard. Exact same as the last one. What the fuck is this?
Salandit.
Camerupt.
Chikorita. Night Stretcher. It's literally a stretcher.
Croconaw.
Larry's Komal. Who's Larry?
Larry? I got Iris's Fighting Spirit.
Haunter.
I got a full art Mawile.
I almost forgot.
Or Mawile. I got a
Spitting
shiny Rotom. And I got a shiny Rayquaza. What are these?
Oh, Rayquaza.
And I got a Psychic Energy.
Trevenant. I'm getting shit. Well, it looks like you're gonna get to open that last pack unless I pull something like
No,
huge.
if you don't pull a win, then you get to open it. You get another. That's
the loser gets to pull
the
it.
loser
Oh.
gets to, because I can't open this.
See, this doesn't make sense to me. Meryl was always a water Pokemon.
I
Why
can't
did they change
open
it to Psychic?
this. Never mind, I figured it out.
Stunfisk. I like that.
Stunfish.
Lanoon.
This is breakfast.
Ralts.
All right, I have a problem. This is Buddy Buddy Poffin. Those are bagels.
They are.
That's breakfast. I got
Energy drink.
Kirlia. I got
Drampa.
Slugma. I got another Pawniard.
Salazzle.
Ooh, I got a Haunter too.
Team Rocket's Murkrow.
Vikavolt.
Colossal.
What the fuck generation are like? This is all kinds of mixed shit. I got Forest of Vitality. I got a shiny Bellsprout. I got a shiny Score Bunny. And I got a full art Mega Embor.
Okay, so you've pulled 2 full arts, and I have
full arts.
2.
3.
Okay, you pulled 3. I haven't pulled any.
And an electric energy.
So you're winning.
Yeah.
Zigzazoon. Look at this. You'll like it. It's a possum. Or a raccoon.
That's a badger.
No, it says tiny raccoon Pokemon.
I got Roly Coly.
Medicham.
And its attack is called Mud Slap.
Look. Dratini.
I got Togetic.
Togetic. Snorunt.
Oh, I love this. I got Ghastly, and his attack is called
Mimikyu.
Petty Grudge.
Wait,
And
let me see.
I got a Pikachu.
Give me that gas.
Look, it's a Pikachu that I don't have. Yeah.
Oh, you can have that one now.
Cutie. Add him to my deck.
Salazzle.
Solrock.
Lily's Determination.
Another Mawile.
Do you want this Clefairy?
No. I got Canary
Do you,
or
want,
Canary.
do you want Larry's Dunsparce?
Larry's doorstop. Charmeleon, another shiny
Honchkrow.
Charmeleon. A shiny Golduck. A shiny Executor. And a Fighting Energy. Well, it looks like the last pack is yours, my love. This was fun. These cards are kind of cool. Some of them don't make any sense at all. Probably do if you understand the game.
Erica's Oddish.
Erica's Turnip.
Iono's Tadbulb.
What is this?
Riolu. Another Larry's Dunsparce. Banette.
Banana.
Urbane.
Urbane.
Dustox. You're probably going to want this one. Delcatty.
I have one. I got one.
This is a shiny one.
Oh, I don't know if mine's shiny. I don't remember.
A shiny Saladette. Ooh!
Let's find out.
I got Lono's Belly Bolt EX.
Yeah?
It's not full
Oh, I
art,
couldn't tell if I had EX. I think one of my full arts said EX.
and that's
Where
it.
is that? Yeah, the Master Flugger was... Oh, no, my Delcatty is not shiny. So, did we make any money?
I don't know. I have to look it up. Let me know down in the comments.
Because that's important.
This stuff will all... I mean,
They're
well...
all the code cards. I don't know what those are for.
Are you keeping that stack?
I'm going to keep some of them. I pulled them. I get to keep some of them.
I mean, if I had to guess, I'd say I probably didn't make my money back, but, you know, that's not what it was about.
Did you have a good time?
Looting always be a good time.
You're not supposed to be coming down the stairs by yourself.
She heard we were opening Pokemon cards. She wants in on the craze. I have been itching for this. I didn't want to open this new stuff because, again, I have no attachment to this new stuff, which is why I periodically open my binder and I look through the old stuff. I'm like, I remember using this. I remember pulling this. I remember, everything's got a story attached to it.
Yeah.
I can remember, just like with every other thing that I collect, I can remember where I was, how old I was, what I was thinking, feeling, whatever. Yeah. And so what were we talking about the other day when I said, I attach memories to everything?
We were talking about the things that I'm going to have to do with my parents' stuff when they're gone. And I'm like, you could just you said I attach photos, I attach memories to everything, and then I hang on to the thing so that the memory stays alive. And I'm like, you could just take a photo of it.
Which I do. Hello.
She's like, you guys are done. End it. She's like, wrap this shit up.
Where are my cards?
She's my favorite.
That's
Pokemon.
why, when I emptied out John's apartment, when I emptied out our old house, when I emptied out Dad's house, it was so difficult because everything I picked up, I remembered, who got that, who they gave it to, when it came into the house, like where it sat in the house until it got moved down to the basement or whatever. I was a fly on the wall for everything.
Yeah.
So to let stuff go or to get rid of stuff was not easy. A lot of stuff that I've bought back, it's like I never should have got rid of that in the first place because it means something to me. And I understand, can't hang on to everything.
Yeah.
But I could try.
You're going to need a bigger boat. Oh, this was a good one.
This was fun.
I had a good time.
And the other thing, too, is that now, if ever I'm feeling, nostalgic or feeling like I want to go spend money on cards that I'm not going to do anything with, I can go back and watch this episode.
There you go. And the memory will last forever thanks to the internet. Well, this was a good one. Thank you so much out there in podcast land for tuning in and sticking it out. Find us on Instagram, DT Andy and JJ Star with 2 R's. You can email us, dtandyandjjstar@gmail.com with questions, comments, concerns for our well-being, conversation starters, and enders. And let us know if you'd like to be a part of the conversation, and let us know if you want to buy any of these cards. You can find Love Hard Art and Coat of Arms Tattoo also on Instagram, and Love Hard Art, of course, will be at the Westchester Tattoo Con in White Plains, New York, this coming October 2nd through 4th. October. Coat of Arms is doing their 2nd anniversary part 2, and I don't remember when it is. I want to say it is it's the 8th, maybe, of August. But find them on Instagram because they're doing it again. There was such a bunch of people got turned away or they couldn't make it because of the weather because we had a storm that day and everything. So for the people who weren't able to make it, they're going to be doing it again. So they're doing a flash event. They might have some live music again and everything. So come on, check it out. And don't forget to like and follow us on Podbean. That's how we make our money and we appreciate it. And you're going to spend a long time trying to put this box back together.
I don't know how I even took it out.
That's it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Nailed it. Ta-da! No, it doesn't squish. It was big like that. It's garbage now. You can't recycle that shit. It's been treated. Why would they put a
picture on the inside if it's...
So that you can open it up and keep it. Even I knew that. What else? What else can you do? I think that's it. You got anything else going on?
I call dibs on this promo.
You can have the promo. And we're going to call that a full lid. And get back to our vacation from the 4 of us. Here at That Talking Podcast, I'm JJ Star.
And I'm Downtown Andy.
And we'll talk to you later.